Let's talk about the other significant news of yesterday, which is that Ben Bartch is on the NFI list. And, that's kind of interesting from the standpoint of Ben Bartch has had a hard time staying healthy throughout his career. How concerned are you about? I mean, we don't even know what the injury is and how long he could potentially be out or any of that. But what's your thought on Bartch?
Man, we have no clue. This is NFI, which means he got injured, not working out, not with the team. We don't even know what the injury is. But you are correct. This guy lost his job in Jacksonville because he couldn't stay healthy. Gets brought over here, plays awesome, loses, gets injured again last year, loses his job. And so now he's given the starting left guard's position. Contract doesn't really guarantee, so you're not really paying him a lot, but you are pigeonholing Ben Bartch in as starting left guard. Now, who knows what that is? Because, man, there's like a four-person logjam competition. Do you move Matt Hennessy over to left guard, which he started games at left guard? Is it Spencer Burford, who's your swing tackle? Now, Andre Dillard's out too, so you kind of have to keep him there at left tackle. Do you move him back in at left guard? He started games there. Nick Zakelj, who they seem to be really high on. Connor Kby, seventh round. This might be one of the most aggressive camp battle positions that's open because of this injury. There's a lot of guys fighting for him. I'm not sure I'm confident in any of them.
I'm going to make a prediction as we sit here on the 19th. Now, I just really believe that guys who are hurt, and guys who play, and there's no rhyme or reason to it, and it's just the way it is. And if you look at Ben Bartch's football card, he's had 49 NFL games in 5 years. He's only got 22 starts. 22 starts. So that's a lot of games to be active for where you're not starting. And he has had injuries, and he's never been able to play more than it seems like than 5 or 6 games in a row without being injured. So on one hand, you got Bartch, who is got, good NFL body. I mean, you're talking about 6'6", 315, 320, long arms. His nickname's Smoothie King. I didn't realize that. He was the guy that drank that crazy smoothie with the Gatorade and the eggs and the grits and it was like, I was talking to him about it. I'm like, bro, that sounds like it would just make me puke. And he's like, man, it puts on weight. So he put on a ton of weight. He went to St. John's in Minnesota, and put on a lot of weight, and made himself an NFL player, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy. So you got one guy who can't stay healthy for more than 4 or 5 games. Then you have Connor Kby. And Connor Kby started 50 games in college at Iowa. And to me, when you have 50 career starts, that means you show up ready to start, ready to play. This guy plays. So I'm going to take the guy right now who plays every game. I'm going to project Connor Kby, who's a big man in his own right. He's 6'6". He's about 310 pounds. It's funny. There's some debate whether how he looked in the OTAs. I thought he looked spectacular. He looks like a 5-year vet. He's very, very comfortable. He doesn't lunge. Yeah, it's a very similar system. And so this guy, I think there's a very good chance that Connor Kby winds up being their starter at left guard.
You know what's crazy is only 2 rookies have started for the 49ers week 1 in the past 3 seasons combined, both at guard. You had Spencer Burford 3 years ago, and you had Dominique Puni last year. Why not add another rookie starter in Connor Kby? I think if the 49ers had it their way, that would be ideal. Get the rookie in there. I think Nick Zakelj is probably going to get first crack at it after Ben Bartch. They really like his pass protection. But, man, the upside of Connor Kby, who, had a 5th-round grade on him, and wish he would have worked out just a little bit better. But like you said, he's looking good once the pads come on. These guards are going to get a test because you're going against Alfred Collins, CJ West. Like, they're going to see, because those rookies are going to come out firing. So you're going to get a trial by fire. That training camp battle is going to be a lot of fun. And best news available is if Connor Kby wins that job. And then you got Dominique Puni and Connor Kby as your guards for the long-term future. Oh, sign me up.
What do you think? Now Connor Colby was first team All Big Ten in 2024. He started 13 games, all at right guard. What do you think of taking Pooney and putting him at left guard? This guy was a 4-year starter, Connor Colby. He played guard in what they're calling primarily a move-oriented rush attack, which is very similar to the Niners. He started 50 games at Iowa. He's well versed on the inside and outside zone. To me, he's durable, he's dependable. 50 career starts in 4 seasons. I see a guy who understands what he's doing on every play. He seems like he truly understands what he's doing. He doesn't have, he's not the right guy for everybody, right? Some people feel his feet are too slow. Some people feel that, he's not quite what you're looking for physically. But Forster really liked him, wanted him badly, and. Now they've got this kid. He's 6'6", 309 pounds, 10-inch hands, 32-inch arms, a little bit shorter arms than ideal. But I say this: he's a very serious kid, and all the guy knows is, starting on a really well-coached line. I think that might be one of the surprise picks. I said this around the draft. I mean, I like Bartch. I mean, Bartch is a guy that I have good dialogue with. He's a good dude. He's a fun guy to talk to. But if I had to say who I feel more confidence in, I've got more confidence in Colby. Colby has done nothing but play at a pretty high level, where Bartch is, plays 2-3 games and gets hurt, plays 3 or 4 games, gets hurt, really can't stay on the field. The NFL is 17 games, So I think there's a very good chance. You're thinking Zakel, and there's no doubt that Zakel is a guy that they badly want to be on this team. So
Chris Forster loves
you're probably
that.
right.
And
he's Brock Purdy's best buddy.
Yeah, I want it to be Connor Kby, but if I had to, the Chris Forster, put that hat on. Now, you talked about moving Dominic Pooney to the left side. Connor Kby did start 6 games at left guard for Iowa. And so he's played on the left side. Now, Dominic Pooney played left tackle for pretty much his entire career. Now, I could go back to my first year I coached offensive line, and there are some guys, you can't move left to right or right to left. You can
especially
kick
at tackle
guard sometimes, but yeah, sometimes guys just can't. Derek Zoolander, I can't hang a Louis. You know what I mean? The footwork is mirrored. It's similar, but some people just struggle with that. But both Dominic Pooney and Connor Kby have experience playing on the left side. I'm keeping Dominic Pooney where he is. I am not budging that guy because I don't want a weak link next to Colton McKivitz. I would rather a weak link be next to Trent Williams personally. So I would keep Dominic where he is because you don't want Jake Brendel, rookie, then Colton McKivitz next to each other. That terrifies me at night. But
I think Burford, from what I've been told, is going to be used exclusively at tackle.
I think so too, especially with Dillard now on the pup. That makes it even more likely.
Yeah. So I mean, and Pleasance, I told you, looked like a ton. And also, Forster's a big fan of Drew Moss, so we probably shouldn't forget Drew Moss. I'll tell you the other guy who I thought looked really good, and I think Brendel's going to be challenged this summer, is Matt Hennessy. If Jake Brendel doesn't perform well, Hennessy will take that job at some point. Hennessy, to me, looks pretty athletic for a center. I mean, he's probably the best backup center I think the Niners have had. To me, he's a little bit better than Nugent, who I also think has some talent, but I think Hennessy has a little bit more everything, a little bit more size, a little bit more strength, a little bit more movement ability, a lot more experience. So, it's going to be interesting.